Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. This is, well, I don't know how long a video it's going to be, but the idea is going to be short. Or, um, why do we want to lose democracy? Or, shall I say, why do some people want to lose democracy? I certainly don't. I don't understand why people want a bloody dictator, especially somebody who's a buffoon. But why is that? What's the point? For centuries, people have worked across across humanity to find freedom and decency, and these people want to give it up, especially to somebody like Trump or people of his ilk. Why? What's the point? I don't think there is a point. I've tried to think about it, but I don't think there is a point. I think it's more of a disease. It's not a cult. You can't, there was any consistency with the man, maybe it's a cult. But there's no consistency. He's just an expression of a societal change. But we do, those of us who want to keep democracy and keep, you know, America the land of the free, that you have to stand up and say, I want America to be the land of the free. You can't just fight against air, but you've got to stand up and make your opinion known. Uh, there was a quote that I heard. This writer, actor, apparently philosopher, Gore Vidal, American author. He said, what was it? It's not enough to succeed, but you have to see others fail, or thereabouts. So the importance is not just success, but you also have to say that I see that someone else has failed. And I thought about that, and I think that that has some relevance in this political equation that we're faced with. It's not a matter of just winning an election. You have to demean somebody. You have to see the pain, or those who want this stuff have to see the pain. And that's a moral flaw. So whatever's causing this thing, and I've talked about it before in some other clips about evil influence and, Lucifer, the Satan, whatever you want to call it. To those who believe that even Satan is an evil thing, some believe that Satan is not an evil thing. So, it's all over the map. But something is influencing the psyche, the social psyche of the people, to convince so many people that a man who is a relative buffoonery has the capability of leading the country, the world, to a better place. It has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with Biden or anything else. They all are all they all outlive or don't outlive their impact. They all die and they leave their, heritage behind them. And it's a pathetic situation that we're in because people don't believe anything, they don't trust anything, they trust whatever they seem to trust at the moment, and that's it. But there is that element of desiring to win, to overcome, just to do it. And the enemy happens to be Biden for these ridiculous Republican committees. Um, just effort after effort to, is Biden, did he have some illicit gains, ill-gotten gains somewhere along the line? I don't know. Maybe he did. Does Trump? Well, of course. I mean, it's all over the bloody map where he's made money and sold classified information. The whole bit. I mean, whether he sold it or gave it away or whatever the hell he did with it, he had some purpose for keeping that stuff. But it wasn't good purpose. It wasn't for the benefit of the nation. Anybody who believes that, you really have to have your head examined, really. And I know it's a harsh statement, but he didn't do it for the national good. He didn't do anything for the national good, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Trump and his cronies are a reflection of a society that is in change, in flux. And I never did like the character of the man, and character matters, especially in today's world. You need to have people that are striving to become filled with value or to project value, not grievance and vitriol and hate and persecution and whining and then turn that, because that's the con. Yeah, turning the whining into I am the victim, I am a conqueror, I've overcome. Well, he didn't overcome beings, and the society is so screwed up that it doesn't really understand it. Well, it doesn't understand anything. Society isn't anything, just a group of people's mentality to work together for a common cause. But I want that common cause to be decency and honor and respect. Respect everything. Respect womanhood. Respect decency and people of whatever ilk and they come from. As long as they're decent human beings, respect them. Respect their right to work. Respect their right to vote. Respect their right to be. Respect. And some people need a helping hand. And if you're the richest, these one percenters who have all the bloody money in the world, don't do a damn thing with it, or hardly anything with it. They'll give tokenism out there, but that's about it. And yet they'll still whine about how they're being impacted. And I did a clip on, this tax business. Come on. They don't need tax write-offs. Are you kidding me? They don't need it. They're rich as hell anyway. It's a power gig. It has nothing to do with the money. They have more money than they know what to do with. They can't even spend it. How many yachts can you have? How many bodies do you have to project onto multiple airplanes and yachts and homes and all this other nonsense? What do you do it for? You can give back. I think there was an altruistic concept even years back. It's still there to some people. Not everybody is corrupt and violent and narcissistic is the buzzword of today. I don't even know if many people don't understand what that word means. But anyway, the whole point of this clip is that we as a society are straining to find something. And those people who believe, are these advocates who leave these horrific voicemails threatening prosecutors and judges and children of the people and all these vile things that they say, horrible, horrible things. Where do these people come from? They come from good Christian homes? Is that the Republican Party? No, I don't think so. There's an illness out there. We have to stand up and see it and fight against it. How do you fight against it? You fight against it by being decent people. Agape. Agape. Accept others for who they are as decent human beings. You don't just accept the violence or the criminals or the liars or the deceivers or whatever it is, because we all have some of that aspect built into us. That's why we're here and learning to be better people. We are growing, and yet what does that growth do? Kills 35,000 people in Gaza? Innocent people? For what? To win? Does it make sense? Is it decent? Is it honorable? No. War is not anything like that. Don't pretend it is. You can be a warrior. You can fight because you have to, because that's the society in which we're in. But don't pretend that killing innocent people is of value, of decency and honor. It's not. And that Gore Vidal quote, yeah, you can succeed, but you also want to see that someone fails. You want to see the result of your success in the frailty of others, the tears of others, the sorrow of others. And that's part of the sickness that I see here in this society today. It isn't Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, he's a weak man, and he's got money, and he can afford people to give him advice, and the system is not designed to combat those type of efforts. It's a money system. It's always been a money system. Let's not pretend it isn't. It is. But it has justice as its core, but the core gets covered up. And sometimes the core gets rotten. But that doesn't mean it can't function and isn't functioning. The whole thing doesn't go down the toilet just because of one clown. Yeah, I know it's strong language and it's political and all that stuff, but that's what the man is. He doesn't give value. He has never given any value. If you're honest with it, and he's certainly not here by God's grace to, give, become the victorious ruler. Please, that's about as far from this guy's character as you can get. And I think you have to realize that. If you want a man like that, you want a man like that. I mean, there's nothing I can say that's going to change you. But by gosh, at least realize it. But for those of us who don't want a man like that, we have to just live decent lives, vote we can, use the system as best we can, and keep the vote as, and these young people who are up in arms because of one issue. It is not one issue. It's not Gaza. Does America make mistakes? Yes, it makes mistakes. It bombed Dresden, kills 35,000 people in one city at one time. Yeah, it kills. Are they good? Are they decent? Is that honorable? Is it reasonable? No. World War II is not reasonable, honorable, or decent in any way. You fought against the Nazis. Yeah, you won because they were bad. They were attacking. They were cruel. Why? Because their leaders were cruel. Not because the soldiers were necessarily cruel, but they did mimic their leaders. That's what happens today. Anyway, bottom line is fight against it. Stand up and be aware that there is an illness in this society. There is an illness. Whether you call it Satan, whether you call it social, deterioration, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But there is a cure. There is a defense, and that is within us all. Be good. Live to the good. Rise to the good. Don't accept the nonsense you hear from utterances of people who are obviously conning people. It's obvious, man. Everything the guy touched, and he's just an example. Don't get me wrong. He's an example. But he rose because he was at the right time to rise and take the mantle. He doesn't know what to do with the damn thing anyway. That woman from North Dakota who kills dogs and, then says, okay, no, I didn't meet Kim Jong-un, I wouldn't attest to it, or that Tim Scott who says, will he accept the results of the 2024 election? Oh, no, I'm not going to say, Trump's going to win. Stupid statements from an intellectual person. Stupid and illogical, and doesn't rise to the level of the character in which he was, apparently. But that's what happens with evil. It degrades people. It degrades their intellect. It degrades their morals. Let's not get trapped into that. Fight against it. See it, it's there. Keep that moral compass pointed in the right direction. You know what good is, live to it. Keep hope alive, go to the good. If you like what you hear and you think it has some value to someone, send the link on. Subscribe. Hit the like button and comment. Write to others. I know I don't have a great viewership, but write to others. Take a comment. Talk to whoever. View. Share. Give of yourself. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.